Wow, my first album review in 8 months, and it's for the same band. I've talked about Cleopatrick a couple times before. They're probably one of my favorite new bands in the past decade. You know, I don't strictly listen to new music, but Cleo's a band I actively follow with releases and shit. As you can see with my review of their last album, Fake Moon. I forget what I said about it there because I didn't feel like rewatching it for this video. That's how I felt about it then, here's how I feel about it now. It's fine. You know, for context, this is their stylistic change album. Every band that gives a shit does this at least once, to varying degrees of quality. With these types of albums, you gotta go in knowing they're meant to be different than the rest of their stuff. You should judge them based on their own merits, not, oh, if it sounds like their old shit. Normally, Cleo songs have gritty guitar riffs, loud drums, and breakdowns. If you never heard them before, check out their first album, Bummer. That thing is so mean. But on Fake Moon, all the songs are way slower, use acoustic guitar, more focused on melody, and to its credit, all the songs are competently made. You know, this doesn't sound like normal loud Cleo doing an impression of a quiet kind of shoegazy band, but it's just a mixed bag. It's got some great songs like Love Ya and Chew. I almost made a video about that one actually, but most of them have one specific problem that kills it for me. The drums are tame on the outro Heat Death, Hammer could be shorter, Big Machine sounds bland, and the title track Fake Moon has you wait so long for the climax. I can respect them for trying something new, but the more I listen to it, the more songs I skip. Like I have to be in a specific mood to hear anything off the first side. So let me say I was more than surprised they announced another album earlier this year called Scraps. I say that because there was an almost 4-year gap between Bummer and Fake Moon, and now just 8 months between these two. You know, I'm sure they wrote a lot of this in succession, but that's still a fast turnaround, all things considered. Then I saw this thing was only 22 minutes long despite having 12 songs. And it was kind of a red flag, not gonna lie. You know, both their albums before this were longer despite having less songs. You know, even their EP Doom isn't too shorter by comparison. I don't have a problem with short songs, but that ratio seemed off even for Cleo. So I listened to it and everything made sense. It is insanely generous to call this an album, and I'll tell you why. It's because half of the songs are interludes that are 1 minute at best. Yeah, I said every great album has an instrumental in the title tracks video, but when they take up half of the track list, nah, something's wrong with that. And these are also a mixed bag. Some are okay, like Morale Check, but most of them sound like audible shitposts.
Yo, we out here doing it big!
The boys back again.
No, you know what's more cringe? That one that sounds like a damn Stomp Clap Hey song. Even with the ones I like, they're all kind of disappointing because you want to hear them fleshed out into full songs. If Cleo extends these during shows or on the next album, that'd be cool, but in their current state, they're super intrusive and kill the flow of Scraps, because sandwiched in between these are the actual songs themselves. And for the most part, they're pretty good. Some of the old Cleo sound like Burner Phone and Now Zero. I love the guitar hooks on that one and how it reuses lyrics to Heat Death. And some have the newer Cleo sound, or at least mix ideas from it with their old sound. For example, Talkback is a loud song, but still has hints of somberness from Fake Moon. A couple of them could have used extra vocal harmonies or layering like on the choruses for Guts and Burner Phone, but my biggest problem with them is how inconsistent they are. Even though they incorporate both of their sounds on this, the Bummer sounding songs greatly outnumber the Fake Moon sounding songs. You know, that's probably the style fans like more, which I get, but because it's not an even split, you'll go from hard Cleo benders on the first half to bouncing between both sides of their musical spectrum on the second half. For context, they follow a song like 17, with an interlude and still, a song that would be amazing if it weren't so damn short. If Scraps was just the full songs and maybe one of the not stupid sounding interludes, I could see this working as a decent EP. But as an album, it's just bad. That's really hard to say because I still love these guys. You know, this thing didn't make me mad, just confused. It's weirdly incomplete and again feels like a shitpost. You know, I could see a college DIY band do this for shits and giggles, but it's kind of sad coming from Cleo. Not saying these guys have to take themselves seriously, but they should take what they do seriously. And if you listen to their other shit, yeah, it seems like that's what they did. I'd recommend checking out the full songs on the first half, like Guts and Now Zero, but don't listen to this all the way through unless you're a massive Cleo fan. And even then, I don't think you'll like it that much. As always, thank you for watching. I'll definitely review more stuff in the future, but don't expect them to overshadow normal videos. Because I never want performative males to steal their takes on contemporary music from me. Shoutouts, of course, to my patrons, and I'll see y'all next time to talk about toadies.